Welcome to Faith Positive Radio with Dr. Joey Fawcett, the Christian business coaching conversation that increases your faith with greater joy at work so you love God and others more. Dr. Joey interviews Christian business professionals just like you to discover their secrets for working faith positive in a negative world. Welcome to Faith Positive Radio with Dr. Joey Fawcett.
Faith Positive Nation, I'm sure like me, you've been to meetings all over the place, and you go to meetings and you go to meetings. And the luxury of it is you and I just get to show up. We walk in the ballroom and it's all decked out and the white linen tablecloths are in place. Everything is set. The mood is wonderful. The PowerPoint works most of the time. And anyway, there are all these wonderful things set up for us. So we just walk in and it happens, right? Who makes all that stuff happen? Who is it? Well, today you're going to meet her, Faith Positive Nation. You're going to meet a certified meeting professional, a certified government meeting professional, and then a certified government contractor who owns Meeting Services Incorporated. That's a full-service meeting planning and association management firm. Say hello to my good friend, Faith Positive Nation, Cindy Dodson. Cindy, welcome to Faith Positive Radio today.
Thank you so much. Hello.
Hey, I'm delighted to have you on here. Everything except for that Carolina blue that you're wearing.
Perfect. Look.
Yeah. You and Brian. See, Faith Positive Nation, you've heard me talk about it before. I'm from North Carolina, but I'm an NC State fan, and the arch rival is. But I like Cindy anyway. I just need to add a dress code policy for Faith Positive Radio,
and
right?
As misguided as you are in your support of them, I still like you.
Come on, Wolfpack Nation, help me out. Wow. So you are the person who takes care of everything in the room that I just walk in and get on the platform and go to it, and then I get to eat. You're the one who takes care of all that behind the scenes stuff.
Right. And when I do my job well, you don't even know I'm there. You don't have to look for me.
Oh.
But I take care of things from the point that someone decides to have a meeting through closing it out.
Okay,
so
the food,
the setup, the locations, the agenda, the website, the app development, anything associated with a meeting we can handle for them.
Wow, through the app development. That's amazing.
Yes.
So you do asparagus to apps.
That's it.
Yeah. Of course, on the rubber chicken circuit, you don't have asparagus, but every now and then I get prime rib with asparagus or something like that.
Yeah, we're more banquet chicken on the ones I'm doing.
Yeah. Wow. You must do a lot of government work because 2 out of 3 certifications say government in them.
I've done a lot of government work. The government's not doing a lot of meetings these days because they've gotten a little trouble, but I'm always amazed that a little girl from Ringgold, Virginia could do meetings for the Secretary of Defense, the FAA administrator, the Postmaster General. So I've been very blessed to go a lot of places and meet a lot of really interesting people.
Is this a great country or what?
It is. It is. And
Because
there's a lot more out there than our backyard.
Oh, there really is. I mean, how many people live in Ringgold, Virginia? How many people are home on any given Saturday night? 52?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. Maybe that's more like where I live, but but that's amazing that God has blessed you in such a way that you could take your skill set and have your own company and do meeting planning for very august government agencies. How'd you get into this line of work?
Purely by accident.
Hey, wait a minute. There is no accident. There's no coincidence. It's all what? Providence.
There you go. I worked at Greensboro College after I got my degree there, and it was the director of conferences and special events, and I got that job because 3 of my professors told the HR lady that I was good at telling people what to do.
So let me get this straight. Part of God's divine design for you is being bossy?
Yes, and I do it very well.
So you're paid to be bossy.
I'm paid to be bossy.
Is this a great country or what? God is so good. I love it.
So I worked there for 6 years doing their events and had a client that had meetings there asked me to form my own company to do his meetings.
Wow, you had a
So
client.
I left there with one client and doing his meetings.
Wow. Now, did you continue to work at Greensboro College as you developed your own company?
I took that leap of faith.
No, you didn't.
I had one
Wow.
client, and I went out, started up the business. I worked some at night in telemarketing to keep the bills paid,
Right.
but I just stepped out.
That's amazing. So what was the defining moment? I mean, everybody's got a story that starts their own business. What was your defining moment when you said, God, let's do it?
I sat down with this client, and he said, I'll have approximately 30 meetings a year. And I sat down with the math and said, okay, I can make almost what I was making here doing these meetings at what was a very low price at that point. So it was a win-win. It was, God presented me with an opportunity that was paying me about what I was making working for someone else, and I could build my own business.
Wow.
So
here's your sign, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you did the cost
analysis. And I was
analysis.
young enough to, not be too terribly nervous about the mortgage and just step out.
Ignorance is bliss, isn't it? Just don't count all the costs. Okay, that's good enough. Let's go, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I like the way you said God presented you with this opportunity. How'd you know it was God?
At the time, I don't think I was strong enough in my faith to know it was God that did that. Now I do.
Wow.
I mean,
so
looking back
on it.
Yeah, looking back, I can't imagine it came together in any other way. So, that it's clear now that it was God's hand.
Yeah. You can look in the rearview mirror and see clearly the windshield's got bug splatter all over it, right? Yeah. So you don't know what you don't know.
The windshield wipers aren't getting it clean.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you were young enough to be fearless and to actually trust God with what God presented.
21 years ago.
Wow. That's an amazing thing. And so you've been in business 21 years.
I have.
Yeah. What's been the secret to your success? Because 21 years is forever. Most small businesses, about 80% of them fail in the first year or two?
They do.
And then out of that 20%.
Ignorance is bliss. No.
I understand.
We haven't grown too fast. I've been very careful about how our growth has been. I love what I do. I love putting together meetings. I love managing the associations. My gift is service, and I get to use it every day in this profession.
Wow. Your gift is service. Tell me how you discovered that gift.
It seems right to me. When someone needs something, I'm compelled to help and to do, and it's what makes me happy. So again, it's been something you realize over time.
Yeah.
It wasn't the here's your sign moment, but just over time you start to think, okay, this is what I do best. Yeah. And I do this best because this is what God wants me to do.
So when are the times that I was happiest? When are the times that I was most fulfilled? So really what you're talking about is that intersection of purpose and passion.
Oh, absolutely.
You're passionate about it, obviously, because you love to serve. Yeah. But then that's your purpose. That's your divine design and your calling knit together in one. Yeah. So did you try some other things before you discovered this? Yeah.
Yes. Just a few. I was a paralegal.
Okay.
And I went back to college while I was, that was Greensboro College, while working at a hosiery factory. And had all intentions of going to law school.
Wow. So what turned you away from that?
Just the opportunity at Greensboro College and the fact that I had been working 40, 50 hours a week and carrying a full load of classes. And I was just at a point of I can't sit in a classroom another minute. As bad as I wanted to go to law school, it just was not happening.
My future son-in-law just finished law school. You gotta want to sit in a classroom.
Yeah, you gotta really want that.
If you're allergic to a chair, not so much.
It's not happening.
Wow. So then God presented the opportunity at Greensboro College. Well, if you do business with these government agencies and you help manage associations, I think you've mentioned bank executives and financial professionals, people like that. You work with a large diversity of people, and yet you're obviously very strong and committed in your faith as a Christ follower. How do you I mean, it's a diverse world out there. How do you
Yes,
represent
indeed.
Christ in the midst of that diversity?
It can be challenging. I have to be very sensitive to cultures and other religions in what I do, from a standpoint of, the food we have, or in some cases I've had to have prayer rooms for Muslim attendees. And I find that I'm very sensitive, and the world is very sensitive to other religions, but not Christianity.
Tell me more about that. What does that mean?
So while I'm providing or serving these other people and their faith, if I tried to offer a prayer before a meal at a government meeting, it would be frowned upon. Or if I tried to share my faith, it would be frowned upon. So I use my service as that opportunity to talk about my faith.
Tell me more about that.
Someone says something about my business of like, oh, you're so lucky. And I went, no, I'm blessed.
That's one of the code words, right? Blessed.
Yep, exactly.
So what's their response when you say, no, I'm not lucky, I'm blessed?
I'm blessed.
Yeah. What kind of response do you get to that?
It's mixed. I mean, some people get it that, and some just look at it as just another word.
Okay. Some people go, oh, okay.
Oh,
and
yeah.
others go,
okay.
You're a Christian.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Then we can talk, right? Yeah. It's just like our ancestors walked through catacombs and drew the sign of the fish, right? You drop the word blessed into conversations to see how people react.
See what they'll say.
Yeah.
And I have on my emails, I don't know if you've noticed it, I have the Winston Churchill quote of, we make a living by what we get and a life by what we give.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many times that's opened doors for conversations, because people will say something about that being on my email, and I'll, talk about how blessed I've been and how I feel the need to help others because of that. And it can lead into a conversation and open a door for me.
Yeah. Like what motivates you to give? Why do you give?
I give because I've been given.
Yes. Scripture is really clear about that. So I've got this picture in my head of this immense banquet room, and it's bringing to mind, and you serving in it, and your team serving in it. And it's bringing to mind Jesus when he was in a banquet room, probably not as vast an expanse as what you put people in. But he sat down and had that Last Supper, that meal with his disciples. And I bet that model of Jesus washing feet is one that you carry deep in your heart.
I do indeed.
What does that mean to you when you think about Jesus washing the disciples' feet, and how does that impact your business?
Treating everyone equal.
So washing people's feet regardless then? Whether
it's the CEO of the company or the lady who's cleaning the room at the hotel.
Wow.
I quite often will judge if someone is going to be able to make it in my business by how they talk to people of different positions in life, how they address the staff at the hotel, or how they react when the Postmaster General walks in the room, or the Secretary of State, or the CEO. If they're able to handle that and make everybody feel comfortable and important, then they'll do well. If they get rattled because this important person is here, or they aren't respectful of the person that's doing what is may be considered a lower level job, then they're not part of this company.
The Apostle Paul talked about Christ being no respecter of persons. And that's what you're reminding me of. So it's not just standing up straight when the Postmaster General walks in.
No.
Right.
Speak to the lady in the hall that's pushing the cart, or the bellman, the front desk staff. Those things make a big difference, because without those people, our meeting is not going to succeed. The general manager is sitting up in his office, but the banquet staff are the ones that are down there making it happen.
Right. They're the boots on the ground, so to speak.
Exactly.
So they're your new best friends, right?
Oh, always. I can't have all these people at my house, so I need them.
I understand. So you do meetings all over the country and some internationally. I know we've talked about Puerto Rico and other such places as that. So these people that you see all over the country, do you have some favorite places you go back to, and you know a banquet manager or something like that?
Yeah. I'm blessed to have friends just all over the world. And, it's fun to go back to hotels that we've used or back to areas and work with people again. You ask about their families, you get to know them. It's a relationship business. A lot of the parts of my business are trying to become more detached, doing everything electronically and losing that personal touch.
Okay. But you like to get in front of people. You're a face-to-face kind of person.
Exactly.
Okay. How'd you get that way? Because, people say it's so much more convenient to send an email rather than.
Yeah, but they need to see the Carolina blue.
You just had to go there, didn't you? Yeah, I love you, but.
That doesn't sound like unconditional love.
No, it's not. It's the one caveat in the scripture. If you look at that footnote, everybody except Carolina fans, right? So why is it so important for you to get in front of people face to face?
I just feel like it's better communication.
Okay.
You can tell more when you're talking with someone by their reactions and how their posture, and I like people. I'm not as big a fan of the computer as I am people. So,
hard to form
I
a
enjoy being
with,
with them. Yeah, my clients are become friends. An association that we've discussed that I'm just taking over. Those are some of my dearest friends.
Wow.
Because I've done their meetings for them for 18 years.
Wow. So you do business with people you like.
I do.
Yeah, and with friends.
Yeah, and if it turns out I don't like them, I'm awfully busy when they need that meetings.
I understand. So where'd you get that filter of relationships? I mean, because it seems very natural when you talk about it. Is it just a part of your divine design?
I think so. I'm good at getting the work done.
Right.
And when things are appropriate to be business, we have a goal, a mission here we need to accomplish.
Right.
And afterwards, it's, time to relax and enjoy that it went well.
Okay. So you're balancing the relationship and the task orientation.
Exactly.
That's a precarious balancing act sometimes. How does your faith inform that? Because you and I both know people who are so task oriented. It's just chop, chop, business, business. And then other people who are so warm and fuzzy, you wonder how they hold themselves together because they're a walking puddle. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So there's got to be a balancing act in there somewhere. How does your faith inform that?
Well, let me think. I try to let God lead, because I found that when I take control, things get really messed up.
Sideways. That's the way I refer to it.
They do, indeed.
You're going down the road sideways.
Exactly.
So how do you get in touch with God and let God be in control?
Prayer.
Okay.
Just opening of doors for, so if this is where he wants me to be, the path clears and it works out. Right. If not, that I pray for the door to open or the door to close. Give me what I need, because I can be a little hard-headed. So I need clear instructions of, something happens and that opportunity goes away, then it went away for a reason.
Okay. All right.
It wasn't intended for me.
So when a door closes, you understand that it's either not now or not at all.
Right.
And that God's in control of that. So you must have a really active prayer life then.
I do.
Yeah.
I have conversations.
Conversations with God. Yeah. Tell me more about that.
I tell my kids all the time, you can't have a relationship with someone you don't ever talk to.
Oh boy, some couples need to learn that, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, you go to a restaurant and you see both of them staring at their smartphone and not talking
exactly.
to In fact, when I go in a restaurant, I can within about 3 minutes tell you exactly who's married and who's not in the room, because the married people are rarely talking to each other, and if they are,
shoveling in food and on the cell phone
and on their cell phone, right? But if it's a date, oh my God, they're leaning forward, they're all up into each other, things like that. I mean,
acting interested.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of dynamic. So some of us might have been Christians for a while, but we treat God like we would our spouse of 35 years, right?
Yeah, and again, that's been a learning process, and God's still perfecting. I'm a work in progress. But one of my favorite things to do is when I'm walking my dog, just a thank walk. I'm thankful for the breeze. I'm thankful for the birds singing. I'm thankful for my neighborhood. I'm thankful for my friends. Don't ask for anything. Let's just give thanks.
Let's just give some thanks and praise to God.
Yeah.
Part of the faith positive work style is what we refer to as the gratitude diary. And we encourage, as you and I have talked about before, we encourage people to each evening write down 3 God experiences from that day that were really positive and just reflect on them.
Uh-huh.
So you do yours while walking. I love that. Now, and your dog's thankful too that she gets to walk, right?
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes when it's hot, she's like, "You have lost your mind, Mom. We need to go back into the air condition."
Right. So what's the impact of expressing gratitude each evening on your faith journey through your work?
I think it just opens the lines of conversation between myself and God. It allows me to hear the small, still voice as to what I need to do.
Yeah.
So many of my devotionals recently have talked about giving thanks and spending time with God. And it's just had an impact on me reading that and going, okay, this is what I'm trying to do. So I must be doing something right. Or I need to do more of this. So
Right. Yeah, God wants to talk with me more, as any interested person would be with whom you're in an intimate relationship, right? They want to know more and more and more. Man, that's an awesome way of thinking about it. So the secret to your business growth, because I know you're growing, you're adding employees, taking on new business, what have you. The secret to your business growth, Cindy, is thank walks and praying.
And of God. Just leading the way, opening doors when they're ready, closing them when they're not, and just letting God do it, because God's got it. I mean, He's got this. He doesn't need my help.
He needs your obedience, not your help.
Exactly.
Yeah, boy, there's a big difference, because it seems like so many of us want to grab the wheel and say, okay, God, I got this. Let me steer it here. You got it this far. I'll take it now. And that's when we get sideways, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And then we go back and put it at His feet again and go, I'm here, you take this. But picking it up is a hard habit to break.
Yeah, yo-yo faith. That's what I call that.
Yeah.
We're yo-yoing back and forth, back and forth. God, I got it. Oh, I messed it up.
No, I don't.
Take it. Sorry. Just thought I did. Would you take it back? Then there's all this mess, right? All these consequences that we really don't know what to do with.
It's kind of like raising children, right?
Yeah, except being a business owner and a person of faith comes with a manual. The Bible. Kids come with none, No,
they don't.
Yeah, well, the Bible speaks parenting, but wow. So your faith journey informs your work. I want to ask you about timing, and speaking of which, we've got just a few minutes left, but timing of these opportunities, because I hear you talking about when a door opens, when a door closes, and things like that. You seem to be okay when some work doesn't come that you really.
And that's been a learned process.
Okay, so you just didn't wake up one morning and say, okay, God, I'm good with your timing. Yeah.
No, it's been a 55-year process.
It's been a 35-year process. Okay,
yeah, that's it.
I got that, yeah.
Yeah. I had an opportunity to bid on the management of an association that I've done their meetings for 18 years. So I went into this proposal thinking, I got this. I know this group.
Right.
Yeah, I was already doing the happy dance. Put the bid in. They came back and told me that I wouldn't be considered because they wanted a larger firm. And while I was really disappointed,
hard to hear.
I had just an unbelievable peace about the whole process. And my coworkers and my family commented on, you're taking this very well. My prayer had been, God, if this is for me, let me have it. If it's not, then close the door Leave me where you need me to be. So I took that I didn't want to jeopardize the meeting planning business, taking on the association and not doing well. So I took it that door closed. I did everything I could to help the new company coming in, talked to them about the meetings, gave them all the information I could. A couple months into that contract, I'm getting phone calls from board members saying, this is not working. Members are upset. The phone calls are not being answered. This is not working. And they asked me to resubmit my bid. We started work for the association yesterday.
Yesterday
was our first day.
That's incredible.
And that was the process of the peace for not having the business. Was God's hand on me saying, not now. And then opening the door with the right people. I mean, we have an amazing team that have come available and are doing a great job for this group, and they're fun to work with, and they're strong in their faith. And I could not have planned it to go any better.
Almost like God knew what he was doing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
again, he does not need my help.
He needs our obedience.
Yes.
That's amazing. Well, Cindy Dodson, Faith Positive Nation always wants to know from our guest here on Faith Positive Radio about a favorite Bible verse. I'm sure you have one.
I do.
What is
Philippians 4:13. Because I can do all things through he that strengthens me.
Wow. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Why is that your favorite?
Had some challenges early on in my life, and my life could have gone in a very different direction. And I've just seen through the years with things that I've stepped out and done, like this radio show that makes you out of your comfort zone a little bit, that God strengthens me and helps me remember that he's in control.
He's in control. Wow. Well, that's my real takeaway from our conversation today, Cindy, is that you trust God to be God and you're obedient to God's call on your life. And I so appreciate that. Cindy Dodson is the owner of Meeting Services Incorporated, a full service meeting and planning and association management firm. Somebody in Faith Positive Nation is going to want to reach out to you, Cindy. What's the best email address for them to do that?
Cindy at mservinc.com.
Cindy at mservinc.com, and that'll be in the episode copy, so you don't have to fall off the treadmill and hurt yourself to reach out to Cindy. Thank you so much for the opportunity to talk with you today. I love the way you trust God with your business. May your tribe increase. All of us can learn from you and your shining example of what it means to give your business to God, because it's God's anyway, and then just follow his plan is an inspiration to me today, and I know is to thousands and thousands of more people. So God bless you,
Thank you so much
Cindy.
for the opportunity.
God bless you and all that you do.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks for listening to Faith Positive Radio, the Christian business coaching conversation that increases your faith with greater joy at work so you love God and others more. Suggest guests and ask questions when you email Dr. Joey at info@getpositive.today. And be sure to get your free gift of the 5 positive business conversations to have today coaching program at getpositive.today. Until next time, may God bless you with everything your heart can hope for and more than your mind can imagine.